For the next 30 minutes, we'll take a closer look at the city's art scene and contributions. Each story was produced by a UTEP student enrolled in the university's Maymester session on broadcast. Let's get started with Tania Carvajal and Andrea Granado.
We all know El Paso is unlike any other city in the nation with its unique cultural dynamic.
The city's art and events translate into thousands of visitors every year. Direct spending amounts to nearly $2 million. We start the show with a closer look at tourist economic impact.
Music festivals, art, and theater performances are only some of the great treasures that make up El Paso's creative economy.
I think so far it's amazing. It's huge and fun. It's fun to see. Wicked is in town, which I think is one of the best shows I've seen so far. It's fun to see it come to El Paso.
Kaylee Hoppy is in town from Rockford, Illinois. She is excited about Wicked, but it's the 2015 USBC Open Championship that brought her to town. The latest Destination El Paso annual report shows almost 3 million have visited our city. Experts credit the arts and culture expansion.
Our creative sector continues to grow and has actually done really well in the last couple of years. Our economy has grown significantly. Downtown revitalization continues to be a big factor that affects a lot of our artists and our arts organizations.
A new report is due out this summer. In it, Fife expects to see a larger economic impact. He says every year more than $4 million in local revenue is generated.
That number actually has ramifications throughout all of El Paso's sectors.
The money comes from permits, sales tax, and hotel stays.
Another new development that's coming along after years and years of planning is Art Space El Paso, which will provide affordable live workspace for artists here in the downtown arts district. And that's a project we're really excited about.
Five isn't the only one excited about the art space downtown. Luca Alvarez, art student at the University of Texas at El Paso, hopes to take advantage of the opportunity as well.
Of course, if I can, if it's available, if it's not that hard to get back to it, of course.
After 5 years on the project, Art Space is set to open in June. This is Tania Carvajal reporting for Borderzine.
The tourism industry supports 2,500 jobs, and there's more good news. Hotel occupancy is up at 68%. That's higher than the state and nation.
El Paso's proximity to Mexico impacts art in a unique way. The culture is illustrated in pieces now seen across the nation. I spoke to one defining Chicano artist.
When I'm airbrushing, I need to have a plan.
73-year-old Gaspar Enriquez has been making art about the Cholo, Pachuco, and Titilone countercultures for many decades.
A lifestyle that Chicanos or Mexican Americans adapted. It was more of a self-esteem, an identity to be recognized.
He remembers dressing like the people in his art and proudly recalls border life.
I was born a Mexican American, but I chose to be a Chicano.
Christian Gersteimer, curator at the El Paso Museum of Art, says our border has influenced many artists like Enriquez.
The border is like no other region of the world, of the country, because many people in this part of the country cross the border often because they have family or business across the border, and that sort of binational lifestyle doesn't really happen in Oklahoma or in Ohio.
Today, Enriquez includes that cross-border lifestyle in most of his works.
I use my ex-students as metaphors for my life.
This mural was put up at Bowie High School in honor of Enriquez, who taught here for 13 years. He is responsible for murals at Southwest University Ballpark and the illustrations in the Rodolfo Anaya poem, Elegy on the Death of Cesar Chavez. He also has works in actor Cheech Marine's private collection, which have toured in the country. Enriquez has inspired many of his students, including the current Bowie High School art teacher. Reporting for Borderzine, this is Andrea Granado.
Tom Lee is another local artist who used our region as his canvas. Our Jaquan White shares a behind-the-scenes look at his museum.
That's who Tom was. Even though he was a great artist, he was meager.
Tom Lee Institute manager Arturo Flores is passionate about Tom Lee, one of El Paso's most famous artists. The Institute, which began in 2009, houses countless Tom Lee sketches, paintings, books, and artifacts.
We are currently in the process of acquiring all the copyright pieces. Either they belong to the Tom Lee family or the Institute, but they are transferring all the copyright over to the Institute. So if we don't have it yet, we are going to get it.
The Institute estimates that it currently has 300 original Tom Lee works. Each is protected by glass or carefully stored in drawers. You can also catch a glimpse of his work desk.
So it's, as I said, he's an amazing player. How whatever medium he selected, he made sure it was perfect.
The staff at the Institute are dedicated to collecting and protecting the works of Lee for future generations. His mural at the old federal courthouse, for example, requires special lighting to protect the integrity of the painting. Lee's art can be seen all around El Paso thanks to his generous donations.
The mural at the library downtown he just donated it. The last play, that one, he just donated it.
The Institute is funded by donors, such as former First Lady Laura Bush, through the sale of limited edition lithographs of Lee's work and sponsorships. For Borderzine, Jaquan White.
The Tom Lee Institute is located in the Chase Bank building and offers monthly tours of Lee's murals and other works downtown. When it comes to music, you can definitely find a variety in our area.
Amy Licerio visited 2 local musicians working their way to success.
We're the 8 Mac Band. We're from El Paso. I'm a Texas country singer-songwriter.
This puts food in my family's table and myself, so I got 2 kids, I'm married, I have a wife, and they depend on me.
El Paso musicians like Abe Mack make a living doing what they love, but say it comes with a cost.
The struggles of it are trying to make your financial budget and actually making the investment on things that you want to achieve.
Though challenging, Mack says it's the fans that keep him going.
The crowd's been great. We get to dancing, we get a couple of songs for them to reminisce on life and crying and laughing and having a good time drinking. So it's working.
While some of El Paso's musicians are still looking for success outside of the city, others have earned a living playing frequently at local venues. BJ Pando, for example, played every Friday for 3 years here at Coco Bar.
Coco Bar's been great to me. It's given me the chance to be able to perform there and show my talent to my local friends, my local fans, and people that didn't know me at all and didn't know what I did.
Early in life, Pando found that his talent may be the way to earn a living.
I started when I was 6 years old. I would sing, I would dance, and so it was always a part of me, and I said to myself, you know what, I've got a gift, and I need to use it, and if I'm able to support myself doing that, I'm going to do it.
That hobby turned into a career. He worked his way from talent shows to starting a band and acquiring his own music studio. Pando says there are still some missing pieces.
There's still a lot more work that needs to be done to get to where I am comfortable. I could start my family, have my home.
While Pando and Mac look for stardom, they appreciate their success thus far.
You meet new people and strangers that come up to you and say, hey, thank you, that's great CD and music, and that song is, reminds me of my dad, or whatever the situation is. So.
Reporting for Borderzine, I'm Amy Licerio.
Pando is a favorite with the locals and has big plans for the future. He says he wants to put El Paso on the map one of these days and represent the city the best he can.
If you went to a music festival over the Memorial Day weekend, you're not alone.
City officials say the festive concerts have grown in recent years. Nadia Garcia has the story.
One of the newest festivals in El Paso is Neon Desert, a 3-day festival held downtown.
The first 3 years of the festival, it was a single-day fest, and we did about 10,000 to 12,000 people each day. Last year, year 4, we went to 2 days, and over those 2 days, we went to 30,000 people. So here we are, year 5, a 3-day fest, doing 45,000 people throughout the weekend. We're seeing growth.
I think it's really cool that they're actually bringing stuff like this into the city, and that they're expanding the music scene. I think that's something that needs to be done. I feel like El Paso has a lot to offer, and I'm glad that we're taking advantage of it.
This year, the festival brought popular acts like Cascade, Cypress Hill, The Drums, and many more.
It's a big positive thing for us, at least, you know?
It gives El Paso a lot of personality.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the tickets are pretty expensive, but a lot of people,
they're buying them.
Yeah, no one minds because it's such big acts, so yeah. When you call my name.
Neon Desert wasn't the only choice for music lovers this Memorial Day weekend. The annual KLAQ Balloon Festival attracted locals and visitors from out of town. City experts aren't surprised by the success the festivals have had.
We created a program to incentivize large-scale festivals, knowing that we really needed more activity downtown, and that festivals are a really healthy driver of the arts and also for the economy. And we've seen a 66% increase in festivals over that time with that very limited investment we've made.
On a smaller scale, Al Fresco Fridays offers free concerts every summer.
Every week that we hear this, the music is great. It's enjoyable.
The seasonal concerts have been so successful, they're now in their 13th year. While concerts and festivals are music to many ears, the city also benefits.
Now, these events draw thousands and thousands and thousands of people from throughout the region. They put people into our hotel rooms who are paying hotel occupancy tax. They're going out, they're visiting our restaurants, they're shopping, and they're taking back incredible stories about our community back home, which I think is really important.
Reporting for Borderzine, I'm Nadia Garcia.
It's not unusual to hear people communicating in Spanish. Our region is a bilingual one. We bring you this next story in Spanish.
Pronto podrán volver a disfrutar de un show que mezcla historia con música y baile en El Paso. La reportera Idalí Cruz nos trae más detalles.
Después de un año de inactividad, este año regresa a los escenarios un evento en donde la cultura y la tradición son los protagonistas. Viva El Paso comienza sus presentaciones gracias a un esfuerzo conjunto entre la Universidad de Texas en El Paso, Destination El Paso y El Paso Community Foundation.
Viva El Paso dice la historia del paso de 4 culturas que se mezclan. Vamos a ver poco de swing, de 50, 60 swing. Tenemos folclórico mexicano, flamenco, jazz, un poquito de lírico y un poquito de ballet.
Más de 50 bailarines y actores ensayan hasta 4 horas diarias para retomar la tradición que este show ha traído a la frontera por más de 30 años.
Es muy diferente en todos los aspectos. Otros directores, otras mentalidades, coreografías, bailes. Es un show totalmente nuevo para el público.
Con un toque fresco, la historia de nuestra región será contada a través de música y teatro que promete ser un espectáculo familiar para disfrutar este verano.
Makes you proud to be who you are, where you're from, and I think people will love that. They're gonna see themselves up on stage, and that's always, that's always nice. It reinforces our own ideas about who we are and what we're able to do.
La puesta en escena empieza el próximo 18 de junio y puede obtener sus boletos a través de la página de internet ticketmaster.com. Informando para Borderzine, Idalí Cruz.
With summer just around the corner, people of all ages may be looking for what our city has to offer.
Museums are one option. Currently, they are working on attracting more visitors. Borderzine's Yasmin Garcia has the story.
The Museum of Art in downtown El Paso is one of the 6 museums that people can visit. Each attraction caters to different audiences.
El Paso's art district continues to grow with various attractions in Pampora. However, museums are still having a hard time engaging the community.
I think the attendance has been very consistent the last few years. Our museums really, I think, have a healthy draw in the community. One place we do want to see them continue to grow is to continue to be able to actually draw more people in. Specifically, I think we want to start seeing more people coming in from out of our community.
Fife says interaction between museums and the community help attract more visitors. That can be a challenge for the Rubin Center at the University of Texas at El Paso. The museum exhibits contemporary art and has different programs to engage its visitors.
So I think the Rubin Center grows as audiences get to know one another and get interested in the other sorts of things that are happening here. Art and politics, art and history, and that brings all different sorts of people into the Rubin Center, and then they often stay and get excited about the art that's on display.
Doyle says one of the daily challenges they face is that sometimes people don't understand the art on display.
The subject matter is difficult or challenging.
Museums are embracing those challenges by making changes to attract more people, like adding programs and bringing in more world-class exhibits. Reporting for Borderzine, Yasmin Garcia.
Fife adds that museum engagements are good, but museums are still looking for more exhibits to further improve community involvement. Did you know El Paso is home to the first digital wall in the United States? The massive interactive wall is the newest addition to the History Museum. More now from Jose Soto.
The digital wall is the people's wall.
The digital wall at the El Paso Museum of History has now been opened for 3 months. Digi works as an interactive touchscreen that displays content uploaded through its website. Everything from scenic views, personal photos, and historic depictions are on the wall. So far, it includes almost 8,000 photos and videos. The curator says it has proven to be true to the history of El Paso through collaboration with residents.
We're here to include every race that's included into El Paso. And we want to include the Chicano movement. We want to include African Americans. We want to include they have a small Indian community here. I'm learning that. My job is to make sure that everybody is represented.
The collaboration also includes organizations like Museo Urbano. The UTEP-based gallery has expressed interest in sharing their artifacts with Digi. Yolanda Leva, co-director of the gallery, said because Digi is a digital exhibit, it has the ability to grow and change as contributions roll through. Thomas says they are excited to work with them, like they've worked with other organizations.
UTEP Special Collections, Claudia Rivers, they've been great with videos and photographs. The El Paso Public Library, the El Paso County Historical Society.
The history of Ciudad Juarez is also included.
The histories are so close together. I mean, you cannot talk about one without talking about the other. The border situation of El Paso is very unique.
Thomas says current submissions are accepted, not only videos and photos from the past. Residents can also get involved in the project by volunteering. Reporting for Borderzine, Jose Soto.
There are many types of art that interest different audiences. One audience is using art to help heal. Details now from Jason Green.
It's okay to not respond. It's okay not to like the art.
El Paso Museum of Art tour guide for Shell Wilson is part of a partnership between the museum and Fort Bliss aimed at helping veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder.
The idea is to get you there and to get you to feel.
The museum received a grant in order to better serve the veterans who were using the museum as part of art therapy.
So we found out that the Warrior Resiliency Center in Fort Bliss was bringing soldiers to the museum without any guides or any facilitation beyond the art therapist answering questions where she could. So once we found that out, we reached out to the WRC and asked Danielle if they would be interested in having some sort of facilitated experience at the museum.
With the help of the museum staff and local artists, visiting veterans from Fort Bliss's Warrior Resilience Center are encouraged to explore the museum's artwork, from local artists like Tom Lee to a Franz Marc on loan from the Guggenheim.
When the guys come into the museum, they come with their therapist. The idea is to give them an hour to wander around, to explore, have questions, tell us things they like, and kind of figure out things in the museum.
As part of the matching grant, worth several $1,000s, soldiers are encouraged to do more than just observe artwork while at the museum.
It pays for the supplies that the soldiers use in the classroom, as well as supplies for the soldiers to take home so they can continue to do printmaking once they've left the museum.
Museum staff that we spoke with said that many soldiers have expressed their gratitude for the program to help soldiers with PTSD and that many had come back for multiple visits.
And when they leave, I always pray that they got something out of it, that it was worth their time. So I hope they do. I hope they do. Yeah.
Reporting for Borderzine, Jason Green.
We have another story for you now in Spanish.
Una escuela junto con una organización local planean traer el ecoturismo al Paso.
Borderplex, cuyo propósito es el desarrollo de la región, y la Escuela de Arquitectura Texas Tech se unieron con el fin de resaltar la belleza natural que existe en El Paso.
La alianza con Texas Tech es especialmente diseñada para poder tomar ventaja de la belleza que tenemos en nuestra comunidad.
Con ideas frescas e innovadoras, los estudiantes crearon diseños que promueven el turismo sin dañar el medio ambiente.
El término de ecoturismo viene de promover turismo de manera consciente, ¿no?, al entorno natural.
Por acuerdo mutuo, Borderplex fue el encargado de elegir el sitio donde los estudiantes crearían el proyecto.
En Trans Mountain, en el camino que cruza la montaña Franklin, tenemos ahí una vista preciosa y lo que queríamos hacer es poder aprovechar esa vista.
Este proceso duró más de 2 meses y solamente 10 fueron elegidos. Planes incluyen un corredor para bicicletas y un mirador.
Estamos tratando de promover el desarrollo económico de la ciudad.
A pesar de que fue creado principalmente como un proyecto estudiantil, Borderplex planea luchar para que esto se vuelva una realidad. Reportando para Borderzine, Priscila Ríos.
As you just heard, art can be found around us. Recently, more pieces are decorating our highway. Generating wind turbines are just one of several design changes being implemented along the I-10 freeway. From executive to airway, there will be major changes to the I-10 corridors designs along the freeway. We sat down with the executive director of the Regional Mobility Authority, Raymond Tellis, who was in charge of the project of the airway stretch, to learn more about this project.
So they are wind turbines that actually generate energy. So each of them individually generate energy, and then that power is actually put into the system here, the grid. The additions can take some getting used to, but city experts agree that art along the interstate is creating excitement. It's had a positive impact already. I've seen every now and again somebody will send me a video of some picture of it, or it's really kind of starting to make a significant.
But when I was driving by, the wind turbines they're distracting because at nighttime they change colors. So first time I saw it, I took a double glance. But no, I think it's positive.
Generating wind turbines are just the beginning of El Paso's $10 million beautification project.
I think the increase in aesthetic improvements that you're seeing throughout the community is really exciting.
Future products are on the way once there is funding for them. Alicia Schaefer, reporting live for Borderzine. Street art is not uncommon. Our Alejandro Gonzalez spoke to one aerosol artist who says his artwork helps him give back.
If you've seen more street art in El Paso, it might be the work of Dave the Grave Herrera, who uses aerosol art to reflect community pride. We recently sat down with him at his home studio.
I have a general idea of what I'm going to paint, and it's usually derived for the community, positive message, something that uplifts or inspires the community.
Herrera says he likes to help people and often gets them involved in his work.
I paint always with the intention of helping people. For example, if I'm out painting a wall in the neighborhood, and somebody approaches me, I usually get them involved. 9 out of 10 times it's the youth. I get them to work on the mural with me.
Although some may argue street art takes some getting used to, others says it brings new light to the city of El Paso.
I love art. I love going all over downtown, central parts of El Paso, and seeing our different artists and showing us what they have to offer. And I don't mind it being on buildings. I think it's beautiful and adds to our city.
Herrera agrees there is a need for art in the community. He says it helps symbolize who we are as people.
It's not all about work. It's not all about money. It's not all about production. or keeping the numbers in the black. It's that part of our humanity that still connects us together, regardless of who we are and where we come from.
Reporting for Borderzine, I am Alejandro Gonzalez.
Thank you for watching. To take another look at these stories, log on to Borderzine.com and look for El Paso's creative economy. For now, reporting for Borderzine, Yasmin Garcia.